welcome to another episode of the SoFLo Sports Show. It's your host, 305 Sports Babe, co-host Lou from Dade, and we are on episode 123. 123, check 123. Tonight, we have a very, very special guest with us, such a good friend of ours, a former Dolphin fan of the year, but forever Dolphin fan of the year, joined us in Atlanta. So we really, really appreciate him and his wife coming out and having a great time with us. And his in-laws and his Finlaws, which I think is kind of funny. So we're excited to bring him on.
I think he coined that saying, Finlaws, which is amazing. I'm not sure if it was him or Danny Johnson, but one of them did it. And obviously he's always going to be a fan of the year. That's nonstop. He's the president of the NorCal Dolphins Fan Club.
Yeah.
And he's just the most awesome guy you ever want to meet. We love him. We love his better half, Rusty, as well. So big show tonight with a great friend of ours. And we are celebrating a win.
I can't believe it.
We were at a win that we saw live in person with so many of our Dolphin friends and family. And it's been depressing around here following the Dolphins this year, but we finally have some life here, if you will, and we're super excited about getting down to the Rock tomorrow.
We also had our first victory Monday of the year, so that was fantastic. So without further ado, let's bring him on.
Here he comes.
All right. Marc Angelo in the flesh. Welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Man, thank you for having me. I'm excited to hang out with you yet again this week.
I know, man. Well, it's technically in October. We saw you for FanFest. Then we saw you in Atlanta. Now we're seeing you tonight. I think this is the longest and most times I've ever seen you in a month, and I'm not complaining. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
and per our text, you could potentially maybe be making a move down the road. So I hope to see you even more. I mean, we'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Anything's possible.
So Marc won the Dolphins Fan of the Year in 2021. He's also the president and founder of the NorCal Dolphins Fan Club. So that's Northern California. We also have a club in Southern California. California, as you guys know, is monstrous. So if we just had one Dolphins California club, that would be crazy. So Marc is part of the NorCal Fan Club. And then we have Jason Miller and Grace and everybody who runs the SoCal. So Marc, let's start from the beginning. How the heck did you become a Dolphins fan? Take us from the beginning.
It's going to get way more confusing before it gets clear, but
we're here for it.
So I'm actually born in New England, and my parents moved to California when I was 4. Into 1981, when we played the Redskins in the Super Bowl, my dad came home and he got this free hat from filling up at a Chevron. And he came home wearing a Dolphin hat, and I'm 8 years old, and we watched the Super Bowl, and my dad's rooting for the Dolphins, and I'm rooting for the Dolphins. And a couple of years goes by, and the Dolphins are now playing the 49ers, and my dad comes home wearing a 49er hat. And that confused me at 10 years old. And I says, Dad, what's going on? I would have thought we were rooting for the Dolphins again this year. And he broke it down to me that my uncle was a big New York Giants fan and just couldn't stand the Redskins. So he was, sticking up for his brother, rooting for the Dolphins. And now, since we lived out in California, he was going to go for the local team, and he was rooting for the 49ers. And that's when I says, well, I kind of like Dan Marino, and I'm sticking with the Dolphins, and the Dolphins just became my number one sports team of all time.
Well, we are sure as heck happy that you're a Dolphins fan because, first of all, you could have been easily a Patriots fan growing up in the New England area. And then the California teams could have stole you. So we are, on behalf of Dolphin Nation, thank you for choosing the right team, which would lead to my second question. Is Dan Marino your all-time favorite Dolphin?
It depends on the time of day you ask me, but pretty much he is why I became a Dolphins fan and a loyal Dolphins fan. But it's a toss-up between him and Ricky Williams, I would say, for my all-time favorite Miami Dolphin. So I was young when Dan Marino was coming up, and I was an adult when Ricky, and I was really into football then and understood it, and it was more meaningful to me, and I just loved Ricky Williams. He was awesome. He was a beast when he gave him the football, and he just stood up for what he believed in from start to finish. So I guess it's him. How can it not be?
Well, Ricky and
Yeah,
Dan.
it's
So
crazy.
this is actually my favorite time of the year, not just because it's Halloween, but because you have football, you have postseason baseball, you have hockey, you have basketball starting, and you have college basketball starting in single-digit days. What other sports teams do you like besides the Dolphins? Do you cheer mostly for your San Francisco Bay Area teams, or where are you at with basketball, baseball, hockey, college football, college basketball? What else do you like?
I mean, I'm an A's fan. I've been kind of the last 3 years have been real tough for Oakland A's fans because they're moving. We all knew they were moving, and now they're gone. They're in Sacramento, and Sacramento's closer to my home, and I want to love them, but I just don't feel right about it, man. So basketball, yeah, I like the Warriors, but I don't really follow basketball. I think Rusty would kill me if I followed more than one sport because I would just sit around not doing nothing. So yeah, I would say the Dolphins are clearly number one. The A's, even in their heyday, they were still pretty far back there as my number two favorite team. But I did follow them up until about 5 years ago, and I kind of just once I figured they were moving, I kind of gave up on them.
All right.
Well, their moving was obviously a loss because the Oakland fan base is tremendous.
Yes.
Ashley and I were out there last year when we got married, and we were able to see the last the last night game and the last game ever at the Coliseum. That was amazing.
Amazing time.
But the fact that you knew they were leaving and kind of like slowly started distancing yourself away because you know they're going to be in Las Vegas. I did receive an amazing gift from you, this amazing Raleigh Fingers bobblehead, which I proudly have under our TV because it is so awesome. So there's Raleigh. And so I greatly appreciate this gift that you were able to give me. And the Oakland A's have a rich story tradition. And so, yeah, thank you for this.
The beautiful Rusty chimed in. She said he is totally right. I wouldn't be happy saying that she wouldn't be happy if you liked other teams. So that was
So I got to correct you, Lou. I did not give you that because I gave up on the A's. I gave you that because I knew you were a bobblehead collector, and I am not necessarily a bobblehead collector, so I knew that it was going to mean more to you than it was me. So
I am. I got what, about 150? I'm a huge bubble. It's more of a hoarder, not a collector.
It's a sickness.
It's a sickness at this point because I have way too many. And so, but when I got this one, I was in awe of it, and I'm very grateful that you were able to.
I got you a cool one too for a wedding gift.
You did. She got me a Jose Canseco one, the 40-40 one.
Yeah.
She also got me the Fernando Valenzuela one from the Dodgers.
So he loves us both equally, is what he's saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Mark, we have we have a question in the chat for you. They want to know, Brent, our good buddy, wants to know, are you going to Spain this year?
I am not going to Spain. I would love to, but that's a little outside the budget.
Same. We are unfortunately not going as well. Have you ever been to an international Dolphins game? I wanted to follow up with that before we switch gears and talk about Atlanta.
I have not, and I've vowed to myself, which is another reason I'm not going to Spain. My first international game is either going to be in London or Mexico City, because those two clubs are the clubs. Those are the clubs that changed my mind about the international series in general. Because I didn't like the international series at first, and I kind of looked at it as they were stealing games away from us. But then I met Wayne and Martin and Armand from those two clubs, and I got this sense like, man, I'm a fan club from way far away from Miami too, and I feel like I deserve these games, and why don't they deserve them? So that they changed my mind on international series and those two clubs. So I'm waiting for the Dolphins to play in London or Mexico before I go.
I would be down with, especially, I mean, I love our Mexico fan base. Oh my gosh, Armando, all of them. I mean, the names go on and on and on. So you got my word. That's a little pinky promise here that when they go to Mexico City, I'm with you there.
That's awesome. And so I wanted to follow up with you, Mark, as well, since you.
He does have a big bobblehead collection. Yes, to answer that. So go ahead, follow up.
So, basically you're talking about fan clubs, and I want to get into that because you're the president of the NorCal Dolphins Fan Club, and you're also the co-founder of the worldwide the Dolphin fan clubs. So I want to follow up with that. But before I do want to mention that we did have Joe Rose on the show about a month ago, and we were talking about the history of the Dolphins in California. Are you aware? Let's see if you could top him, because Joe Rose got close. But do you know how many stadiums the Dolphins have played in California? Take a guess.
I'm gonna say, let's see, San Fran, Oakland. I'm gonna say 6. No, 7. 7.
And you are way off, sir. It's actually 11. They've
Whoa!
played.
Look at that face. I love that face.
So they played in San Diego at the old Jack Murphy. They played in LA. They played in 5 different venues, including a small soccer stadium.
I was there.
Against the Chargers. Yep. The Rose Bowl, the Coliseum, SoFi, obviously. And then in NorCal, they've played at in Palo Alto for a Super Bowl. They played at Berkeley. They played a game at Berkeley. They played at the Coliseum. They played at Candlestick Park and Levi Stadium. So 11 games and 3 different Super Bowls played in California. So the history of the Dolphins in the state of California is really long and prestigious.
Mark, you're still my caller on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Don't worry, I'm still calling you.
So, all right, I wanted to follow up then with the fan club and how you got started in that and how you run it out there on the West Coast. What times? A lot of people, I'm always fascinated to know what time you have to get up out there to get ready for pregame when it's a 9 or 10 a.m. kickoff, and then when it's an international game like we're going to see in Madrid, and that game starts way earlier than that.
9 a.m. our time.
So how did you rally the troops and found the fan club out there?
Well, we founded the fan club purely with Facebook, and that's how we grew it, was on Facebook alone, really. And that was because I was making fun of Rusty one day she was talking about some of her high school friends that she was talking to on Facebook, and I was making fun of her about that. She goes, well, why don't you use Facebook to find some Dolphin fans around here? So you can ask her. That could be your poll question: is does Rusty regret telling me about Facebook in 2008?
Love it. Well, I know somebody who actually found his wife on Facebook.
That's right.
That's how Lou found me.
I did. It's a
true story.
It's a story we've shared before, but yes, technically, even though we ran in the same circles, I did reach out to her on Facebook Messenger, asked her out, and even though again we had met previously before, I guess the first time that I asked her out was online, if you will. So hey, there you go.
Rusty said it's all my fault. All right, real quick in the chat, Josephine Ebby, Mark, that's my 83-year-old grandmother in Daytona Beach, huge Dolphin fan, so she's tuning in from Daytona Beach. Adrian, Ethan, beautiful people, Rock and Noel, that's Jeremy, Brent, Rusty. We got a full house here tonight. Contrast here. Oh, that's Russ.
Russ. Yes, Russ has a different name this week.
It's been Sammy in the house as well, so we got a full house tonight. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to follow up then also then. So not only did you again found and are the president of the NorCal Dolphins Fan Club, you also co-founded the Worldwide Dolphins Fan Club, and then you ended up becoming the 2021 Fan of the Year. Which was that the first or the second version of it? When was the first?
I was the runner-up to the Big E, who is the OG,
the original,
the OG FOTY, Ian Berger, Big E. Yeah, I had to try and fill those shoes, and it was extremely stressful. For real, I was second, but yeah, amazing to follow up to Ian, man. He led the way for all of us in many ways.
The best of the best. He's amazing.
And Mark was wearing his fan club, pullover, his hoodie there on Saturday. That was awesome to see. And did you get the same perks? I know that every year, I guess, they add new things, but were you able to attend the Super Bowl your year? Were you able to get all the? Yep.
Yeah, they sent Rusty and I to the Super Bowl at SoFi, and that's why I say they picked me, is because they didn't want to spend money flying someone across country. So they just said, let's send this guy here.
Oh my goodness! And that was the first Super Bowl you've ever gone to, right?
It was the first, and it's going to be the last until our Dolphins are there.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of the reality. But I've actually been to 2 because in college I did my internship at the NFL, so I was lucky enough to see the Super Bowl here and in Tampa. But that doesn't count because I was doing my internship stuff.
You were working.
So we really have technically 0 for both of us. Yeah. So.
All right, well, listen, let's recap with Mark this amazing weekend we just had.
Crazy.
Great events all over town. We partnered up with the Atlanta Dolphin Fan Club. We also had the perfect tailgate, do the pregame before the kickoff. And we had our big event on Saturday. We had a bar crawl. We had some get-togethers. Mark and Rusty were a visiting family, so they couldn't attend all the events, but they tried to do it all. And
they did awesome. They did a lot.
They did a whole heck of a lot, including switching hotel back to a home and just all over the place.
So let's start. So what happened on we arrived there on Thursday. We kind of got like our feet wet and everything. Not feet wet because actually it was a perfect day.
Yes.
Friday's when a lot of our guests started checking into the hotel. We had a hotel block at the Westin. Excellent hotel, if I do say so myself. We loved it.
It was great. It was
so
great.
That was that. And then on Friday was my birthday. So we just had a little luncheon with everybody, whoever wanted to join us. And then you and I went out to dinner in the Virginia Highlands section. Just a nice little romantic dinner. So then Saturday was the big day. Saturday we woke up and some of us did a tour of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So that's a group of our tour. You know, there's a lot of our Finlaws there. Tina and Patrick, Jamie, Connie, who's from California as well. I mean, there's tons of us there who did the 11 o'clock tour of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. What do you want to do with this? You want to zoom it in?
Can you zoom in a little bit?
No, you can't.
Okay.
So that was the tour of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was about an hour tour. They took us everywhere in and out of the stadium. And one thing I wanted to say, that stadium, first of all, architecturally, it's amazing.
Great.
And they have more art pieces in that stadium than any other stadium that, you know, if it wasn't for game day, like just to notice it, just fantastic.
Yes.
And the concessions, top notch. Okay,
Yeah.
so then after that tour, we had our Fins Fan Social. And so we had the party at Reverb Hard Rock, which was right across the street from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We rented out the rooftop. And shout out to Lou for actually finding that place. And that rooftop was stunning. So here's a view of okay, well, those are the winners. Okay, so that's our group. So go ahead, Lou. You want to?
Yeah, over 100 Dolphin fans all together in one spot. High above, you have the picture of them so you could see that the stadium was right in the background, the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And we are high atop above the stadium there. And it's just incredible how we were able to get a great vantage point of where we're going to be for kickoff the next day and to see, you know, it from a high above heights there.
It was fantastic. We also have Patrick and Tina in the house. That's our Finlaws. So it was great to see them.
Great time.
Rusty added this tour of the stadium was amazing. We did it last time we were there. We even sang the Dolphins fight song in their locker room. Ooh.
Nice. Now, because we did do the tour on Saturday and it was the day before the game, we could not, get inside the locker room.
Yeah, we didn't get in the locker room.
Because, both teams were setting up shop for the big game on Sunday, but we were able to see everything else and just the history of the stadium. It's not that old, 2017, but everything that went into building it's amazing.
It is.
And so this was a Fins Fan Social. We had over 125 people from all over. I mean, you name it, it was there. All the way from California. So yeah, it was everybody. And we also had a raffle. Our raffle supports DCC, Dolphins Challenge Cancer. Huge supporter of that. We were able to raise over $1,500. Here's some of our winners with their prizes. Big smile. So great overall. People winning prizes and raising money for DCC.
And leave that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just want to give a shout out to Danny Johnson and Donna from the Charlotte Fan Club, who was able to donate some items. Also, shout out to you didn't have the. Did you have the picture of all of them fan clubs? Rex was also there. Rex from the from the Orlando Dolphin Fan Club. So shout out to all the fan club. Founders that were out there, and it was great to have them all in attendance, and specifically Donna and Danny, who were able to donate some merchandise there and memorabilia for the raffle that we did for DCC.
Yeah, no, that was a great event. People are still talking about that. Even Rusty said that party was top notch. It was just a fun time, great DJ. So then after that, people kind of did their own dinner, did their own thing, right? And then we spontaneously, 2 days before the actual events, Lou was like, let's do a bar crawl. So we kind of mapped out 3 bars in the area, and we had a fantastic bar crawl. And we got in like 12:30, which I don't say was a regret, but some people were definitely feeling it the next day. So I apologize for that. And then Sunday happened. So walk me through your Sunday. You guys wake up Sunday. You woke up at the Westin that morning.
We woke up fresh because we went to bed at 9:30.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. I never in a million years would have saw that coming. But yeah, we went to bed at 9:30, woke up fresh. I woke up at like I think 6:30, and I was ready to go at 7. But it takes the females a little longer usually to get ready. So we got to the
Not in this
tailgate.
household.
We got to the perfect tailgate right around 8:30 when it was supposed to open, and Keith immediately shoved a shot of tequila down my throat unwillingly. So the morning started off great, and I remember the first thing that happened when we got into the stadium was this cute blonde sitting down in front of me. He turned around and says, "I just feel like the Dolphins are going to win today." And I looked at Ashley and said, "I don't know, man. I think she's been bar crawling a little too much." But you were right.
Mark, I'm telling you, it would just have been such a damn Dolphins thing for them to win. Here's another picture. I just wanted to add this one. This is another picture of us in the stadium with Tina, Patrick, and Connie, and so many of them, Jamie, of us in the stadium. So I don't know, when I got in the stadium, like I just had such a great feeling. Like, I mean, I was around all you guys, we had group seating, all of us together. I don't get that. When we go to home games, obviously we have our season tickets, we have our people that sit by us. But my friends, to sit by my friends, I was pumped. So I told you, I said, Mark, we're going to win this game. And you probably thought I was crazy, which a lot of people do. And then the game started. And so let's talk about that.
Before you do that, we got a question here from Russ. And Russ is asking, here's a question. The stadium's going to have the roof open during the World Cup, or is it closed? Does it have to stay open? Well, you actually found out a very fascinating fact that it's on the tour, and you want to share it with them?
I do, yeah. So that was like one of Lou's questions as well with the roof, because their roof is something like a Lego set. Like, it's crazy.
Like an alien spaceship.
It's beautiful.
Opens, yeah.
So the tour guide said the roof only gets open if both the home and the visiting team agrees. So if the Falcons on Sunday said, hey, we want the roof open, but the Dolphins and Coach McDaniel said no, the answer would have been no. So both teams have to agree, which is different than Hard Rock because, as you guys know, the visiting team always sits in the sun. So it's not like the visiting team can be like, oh, can we get the sun or the shade? At Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it is the visiting team essentially gets to decide if the roof stays closed. Also, it has to be warmer than 60 degrees. And that day, it was like 58 degrees. So because of those two, one or the other factors, I'm probably thinking more the weather, the roof was indeed closed for our matchup against the Falcons on Sunday.
Yep. And so, all right, so we're going back to the tailgate now. Where Mark was shocked by Ashley's answer. We actually did a poll on last week's
strong comment. Ashley's.
We did a poll on last week's show. We asked everybody who's going to win the game, and out of 25 people that voted, 0 picked the Dolphins to win, including myself. I did not pick them. You did not make a selection that night, but
I didn't want to give you guys the right answer. I knew they were going to win.
But nobody picked the Dolphins, so we're shocked. And then also, Mark, while we're at the tailgate, there was already word circling that Kirk Cousins was going to get the start. Michael Penix was ruled out on Friday. But then people start bringing up the fact that Zach Wilson was elevated to the number 2 spot, and Tua came down with pink eye and wasn't able to possibly play. So what was your feeling when you heard that?
I mean, man, honestly, I was overlooking all that stuff, and I was just feeling down in the dumps like most Dolphin fans are at this point, and I'm shocked at how bad it's been so far this year. So I didn't vibe with Ashley's seeing things that way in any way, even though I wanted to so badly. None of that stuff mattered to me. I just figured we were going in there to have a family reunion, and that was going to be the best part of the day. And it probably still was, but the Dolphins did win.
Absolutely. And we saw a heck of a win. I don't know where these guys came from because we haven't seen that all year. Tua with the visor and the pink eye threw for 202 yards and 4 touchdowns. He threw one to Waddle, one to Malik Washington, one to Achane and Gordon. The running game out of nowhere, a running team that has been disappearing, 141 total yards with Achane 67, Ollie Gordon 46, and Jalen Wright even got in the mix with 28. So a totally balanced attack. And then, so what did you make of that, Mark? I mean, how did you?
Balanced attack. Those are 2 words I'd never think of in a Mike McDaniel's run offense. So it's been cool to see them run with a balanced attack. When we beat the Jets on Monday night, that they had a balanced attack, and when they don't, they just don't do well. So yeah, I was extremely happy to see that. at the end of the game that they had a nice balanced offense and their defense was lights out.
So speaking of defense, I do have to admit that a lot of people in our group had Bijan on their fantasy team, right? So like there was like low key that they were like, okay, I want him to do well, but I still want the Dolphins to win. Our defense showed up crazy. Bijan was very like non-existent in that game. We know how Bijan can play. Jordan Brooks, I know this is something we wrote down. Jordan Brooks had 10 tackles and a sack, just one sack for the Fins, but 4 quarterback hits on Kirk Cousins, and then also a fumble recovery. So to see Jordan Brooks like elevate, like Mario Kart level up, was just fantastic to see it for him. You know,
he's that guy, man. He just is. He's just that. He tackles. He hits hard. That's my guy. Yeah, that's my dude right there.
Who's your favorite current Miami Dolphin player currently on the roster?
For not always football related stuff, Jalen Phillips is such a good dude, and it was cool actually meeting his parents there in Atlanta this week. But Jalen Phillips is awesome on and off the field. I'm hoping that he can finally overcome his injury issues and play a full season and sign a good contract with us and then finish out his career just being rock solid, because he's a great dude. I just hope he can put it all together on the field.
That's the thing. During our, sitting up there, we did break out a JETS, Jets suck chant. But I do want to take a moment to just mention the passing of Nick Mangold. We found out during that game that Nick Mangold, 41 years old, passed away, left his wife and his kids, and Rex Ryan, who obviously covers games, broke down, and it was just a real moment. So our thoughts and prayers are with the Jets community and with Nick Mangold just passing away at 41 years old. So just terrible for everybody. It was unexpected. I mean, he's had it for a while, the issue, and his dialysis just stopped working, and so just unfortunate. I want to pull up 2 more pictures before we close up talking about the game. We had a huge group section, so let me just pull that up.
And that was awesome, by the way. You did a great job with that. Like, trying to get lower level seats in one area is tough enough as it is. So that was really, really nice.
So, and that's, I take off what you call it the ticket Bible, right? Or is it seating Bible? What do you call it?
A ticket Bible, yes.
Okay, because that's what I had it as a seat. You call the ticket Bible. I call it the seating Bible. So in my little program that I do, that's the wording that I got from you, because you have to be like, down to your T's and your I's, because you want to make sure families don't get separated as best as you can. If people have requests, if they want to sit next to you, they want to sit next to Danny, they want to sit next to me. So I definitely model what you've done. So this is what? This is
us in our section here. You see Donna, as we mentioned earlier, and you see Steven in the background. Which one's up now?
I get this one.
Yeah. So you see Steven and Deidre, and Tina's back there. And then, of course, next in between you and I is Marc Angelo, the 2021 Fan of the Year.
And here's another
man, myth, and legend. And here's a good shot of our group. As you see, a lot of red seats around us because some of them had to go. And also, some of them were Falcon fans, and they left at halftime because the Dolphins just totally dominated from the beginning. And so, it's a great turnout. We had over 100 group seats, and we're able to get everybody a good look at a Dolphin win, which has not been too hard. It's been a little hard to come by this year so far.
Steve Mills in the chat. We had a great time with Steve and Deidre. Thank you for all you do. Jets definitely won that game for him. Without a doubt, Brett. Without a doubt, Jets won that for Nick. Absolutely. Rusty, yes, so sad our Jets 2021 Fan of the Year has shared so much information about that player. So now it was very, very sad that, Nick Mangold did end up passing away. It came abroad because his wife decided, like, hey, he needs a transplant. Is there anyone that can help? So she made that brave call, and then unfortunately it was too late. So just terrible news for the Jets and for the organization.
As you mentioned, the Jets ended up winning, and hopefully, he had a part in that because the Jets didn't win all year.
They haven't won anything.
Exactly. So we got their first win as well. But back to the Dolphins, it's just incredible how we were able to witness that. I don't think anybody saw that.
I did.
If we were able to squeak out a win, it's one. Well, I'm talking about in the fashion that we did.
Oh.
I mean, 34-10. It was 34-3, and they got a garbage touchdown at the end.
Yeah, it was 34-3. We can just go ahead and call it 34-3.
Exactly. And so I do want to say, look, We've been critical. A lot of people have been critical of Mike McDaniel and specifically Anthony Weaver. So they obviously get a pass here. You got to give them credit. You mentioned that garbage touchdown at the end. It was really 3 points that they scored, honestly. And then the game plan by McDaniel, total balanced attack. So give credit when credit is due, and they deserve that. What's been your take on the way McDaniel has coached thus far and 4 years into his career, and Weaver's unit not being able to do what they did last year, and at so far up to this point have played a lot lower level than we expected?
I mean, McDaniel is just, to me, it seems like the same mistakes happen year after year, and I don't understand how we got a balanced attack this week and we can't get one 3 years in a row. Like, I don't know. That's way over my pay grade. You know, I'm just a fan, but yeah, it seems like he doesn't adjust well, and then he abandons things that are working. Like in the Carolina game, what happened to Waller? He got us the 17-0 lead, and then there's not even one target in the second half. That's McDaniel to me. I could be wrong, but to me, that's abandoning what's been working, and he's always abandoned the run when it's working. Like he'll just get away from it, and I don't know why, but that seems like to me that he doesn't call challenges well, and he doesn't change the game up when he needs to, and he doesn't keep the game the same when it's working. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of McDaniel, but again, that's above my pay grade. I just want to see the Dolphins win.
Erica, she's also on the trip in the chat. She said, I think she says it best. McDaniel's got to keep his job for now.
You can't fire somebody after a win, so no doubt about that.
He's there.
Guys, if you're watching on Twitter or X, come on over to YouTube and show Marc Angelo, the 2021 Fan of the Year, some love. Come on over, like the channel, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, like tonight's episode. And again, drop us some love for Marc in the chat. Ask some questions if you want. He's very knowledgeable, one of the ultimate fans, if not the biggest fan out there. And so we are beyond happy to be joined by him.
So we have a question in the chat from my grandmother. Is the game with the Ravens in Miami tomorrow night? What time is it? None. The game is at 8:20 p.m. It should be over around 11:30. And right after that game, guess what? We are coming and staying the night at your house. I haven't told you that yet. So we will probably get to your house around 3:30 in the morning. But yes, the game is against the Ravens. I know you have some Ravens friends. I know your niece or my godmother's a Ravens fan. So you got to send them those messages. But we play the Ravens tomorrow night, which leads us to, let's talk about it. The Ravens come to Miami tomorrow night. They are currently an 8.5 favorite of 7.5 favorite against the Dolphins. I'll tell you, the Ravens fans, the few times that they've come down here that we've witnessed, and the one time we went to M&T Bank Stadium, they're a rough crowd. They're rough, I'll tell you. We haven't had the greatest experience with them. They're brutal. Lamar Jackson, do we know if he is playing tomorrow?
Yeah, he is playing tomorrow. He got the green light, and he'll be there. So they're coming off a win at home against the Bears. The Bears are actually having a good year, but Snoop Huntley, our old friend Snoop Huntley, led them to a win, and now is turning the reins back over to Lamar Jackson. And of course, they got the great Derrick Henry back there, who's got 510 yards on the year, on pace for yet another 1,000-yard season, 6 touchdowns in the year as well. So, Marc, what do you think of this matchup? The fact that Lamar's obviously getting his legs back under him, and the Dolphins on a short week. What do you think about Ravens and the Dolphins Thursday night?
Well, I'm hoping that Lamar does not have his legs underneath him, because I'm hoping that he's still nursing that hammy a little bit, and he's going to find it hard to run on us, hopefully. I just think Brooks is our guy. I think Brooks just needs to handle that problem. They need to stick Brooks on Lamar the whole night or something, and keep him in that pocket, and that's going to hurt him. So that's my key to victory. Is you gotta hope that Lamar isn't going to be as mobile as he's usually, because he's always killing us with those legs.
And it's important to note, Lamar is, as many of you guys know, born and raised in South Florida. This man loves the community, still does a lot for the South Florida community. He'll have his people out. He'll have his Raven fans out. I mean, he's very well loved and respected in this community for what he did down here during his youth and given his career. And the Falcons, even though they are 2-5, I mean, they were people's Super Bowl pick early in the season.
The Ravens.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
The Ravens.
Half asleep. Okay. The Ravens are 2-5, and a lot of people had them as Super Bowl favorites. So it has been a very disappointing season. Granted, Lamar hasn't been playing, but just a disappointing season. So they're going to be hungry to win that game tomorrow down to the Hard Rock.
Absolutely, they will be. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think also, Mark, where they can be beat is the defense. We're coming off a game where the Dolphins put up 34 points, and I got the numbers here in front of me. The defense for the Ravens, week 1 they gave up 41 points to the Bills. Week 3 they gave up 38 points to the Lions. Week 4, 37 points to the Chiefs, and week 5, 44 points to the Texans. So their defense has not been a very reliable unit. And with the Dolphins coming off scoring 34 points this past Sunday, hopefully they're able to put some more up on the board at Hard Rock tomorrow night.
McDaniel's going to need to do another one of those perfectly evened out game plans. And, if you're going to stick to any one side heavier than the other, then stick to the side that's working. So, yeah,
exactly.
Man.
So, Mark, this is the point of the show.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. You're going to do a look around the league. I got somebody. I'll be right back. But go.
I don't know what he's about to do, but so this is the point of the show where we like to ask what you think your score prediction is. So we open up in the chat, and everyone starts adding what they think the score prediction is going to be. So, Mark, let's start with you. What do you see score prediction tomorrow night at the Hard Rock?
Man, Dolphins are gonna do another 30 burger. So I'm gonna say 32 for our Dolphins, and man, I think Weaver's got our defense playing pretty well. So I'm gonna go 32-24 Miami.
You heard it from Mark, 32-24 Miami. Guys, drop it in the chat. What do we think the score prediction is going to be for tomorrow night's Thursday night Dolphins and Ravens matchup at Hard Rock Stadium? The weather, from what I heard, is supposed to be good. I know that that terrible, and thoughts and prayers, my goodness, I should have even started with this, for all those affected from that hurricane. Hurricane Melissa just tore through Jamaicans, making its way through Cuba. I don't think it's going to affect really South Florida. So thoughts and prayers. All right. So we got some score predictions coming here. All right. So Kirk's our buddy who we tailgate with in the yellow lot. He said, Captain Kirk, he 34-30 Ravens. Okay. So he's calling for the loss. Erica says
he's covering the spread though. He's got him covering the spread.
Erica says McDaniels will need to have another AHA, a hot moment and a Hail Mary combo tomorrow. Oh, we need a few of those. Russ, our Eagles friend, says Ravens 28, Miami's 24. Okay, so he's also calling for a close game. Brent says 24-27 due to, I don't think Miami is back just yet, but hoping I'm wrong. All right, so we're kind of seeing still with the Ravens, right? So we're saying Ravens here, Ravens here, Ravens here. Mark's saying Dolphins. Mark's saying, this will be a win. I usually don't share my score predictions, but I'm not sure what Lou's doing right now, so I'll go ahead and say it. Even though I was very optimistic on Sunday, I think it was just the birthday vibe and saying I don't want to leave here on a loss, and people say I jinxed it and stuff. I do not believe the Dolphins are going to beat the Ravens. I just think that, I don't want to think it was a fluke game. But I do think Lamar, even though he's not going to be 100%, he's going to come with vengeance. He wants to put his staple, his name, his brand back here. So I don't think the Dolphins are going to win, unfortunately, tomorrow. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a nail biter. But I don't think we're going to win. Lou, so they're calling for you. Lou, are you coming here now?
So hey, there's something I used to live by when I was gambling on sports a lot, and it was the home dog under the lights. So
sorry, I got just.
Oh yeah! I heard Marc Angelo was in the chat. In the room live. Yeah. I had to stop by. The macho man couldn't let Mark be in the room and not come by. Macho Man had to come and show some love. And, well, it is Halloween coming up on the 31st this Friday. But tomorrow night at the Pontiac Silverdome, is that what we're playing? The Pontiac Silverdome?
It's not.
At the War Memorial Auditorium. Is that what we're playing at? Orange Bowl?
Hard Rock.
Orange Rock Stadium tomorrow night. Yeah. I got a big feeling the Dolphins are going to do something big tomorrow night. Lamar Jackson, he's a good player, yeah. But I'll tell you what, Tua's got a visor now, kind of like the Macho Man has his shades. And I got the Dolphins winning tomorrow. I'm going to say 32-27. Oh, yeah, book it there.
32-27. So also a close game as well. It's pretty much Macho Man, what everyone has said in the chat. They're all calling for a close game, mostly for the Ravens to win. Mark thinks the Dolphins might pull it off. Not so much. I think maybe it's a little fluky thing last weekend. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be joined here by the 2021 Fan of the Year, and I had to come out and show some love for Marc Angelo. So, brother, you were amazing. And they're calling me off stage
Adrian,
here, but
Luke,
I have to
killing
say,
this.
oh, yeah. Take care, Mark. Macho Man.
All right, you heard it first. Macho Man made a presence here. The crowd says, gotta say, that's a very, very, very good Macho Man. Finn Samir, a very good friend. Adrian, Lou, you're killing it. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, yeah, but you guys know what he meant.
Oh, yeah.
My grandmother wants you to wear that costume to the Halloween party that we're going to her. We're going to a Halloween party at her senior development with her on Friday. So she wants you to wear that costume on Friday to the Halloween party with the seniors. And Brent said, this is the best Lou Macho Man. Lou will most likely wear that probably tomorrow. I know he had another idea of a costume, but guys, he pulls it out every year. He actually pulls it out more than once a year. He likes to wear it random nights when we go to bed. Those nights I tend to sleep on the couch.
I had to take the trash out. I heard some commotion in here. Something happened?
No,
I heard somebody was going to have to take the trash out.
Mark's been a good friend for a while. We're just catching up.
Hope everything's all right here.
Everything's great. Just catching up. Just talking about Oakland Athletics, right, Mark?
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So look around the league. Some other games. The firing hot Colts. I mean, this team, like week 1 when they beat us, I was like, dang, we lost against the Colts. What the heck is this? But hey, the Colts are like crazy good this year, 7-1. They play the Steelers Sunday, a 4:05 game. You have the Chiefs and the Bills. I actually have the Chiefs winning this game. I think they're going to just put a stamp on the Bills. Sunday Night Football, Seahawks and Commanders. And then Monday night game, you have the Cardinals and the Cowboys. So, of course, good matchups this weekend. Halloween weekend starting November.
Finn Sammy, I said I just missed the Macho Man. I just went to throw out the trash.
No,
Man.
I heard some commotion, but I mean, wow, that'd be something.
that wasn't Macho Man. That was Boneshaw McGraw. Did anyone get that reference?
Yes, definitely got it. Thanks, Russ.
We also need the YMCA Macho Man.
Yes.
When you were gone, Lou, throwing out the trash, we did some score predictions. And one more thing, Mark, we do is every week we have a question that Lou puts together. So we're going to drop that in the chat first.
Well, first do the standings.
Okay, so we have the standings.
Kirk's in the house, and so is Russ.
Adrian, there's a lot of people in the chat for it.
Adrian's in the house. So
that's just show board leaders.
I saw Steven earlier. So, yeah, here are our show leaderboard. Mark, we've been asking a question every week, sometimes 2 questions as we're doing this week. And according to how people score, we're putting up our leaderboard. And at the end of the year, they're going to get the top prize. Will get a nice little package from us.
All right. So the question of the week, and Mark, you will share your answer first. Week number 9 question. Who will win the game, Ravens or Dolphins? And then number 2, Lamar Jackson combined total passing and rushing yards over under 269.5. So what they'll do is in the chat, they're going to write the answers back and forth. And then Mark, let's start with you. You said that you believe the Dolphins are going to win, but do you believe Lamar Jackson combined total passing and rushing yards will be over or under 269.5?
Man, for the Dolphins to win, it's got to be under that. So I'm going to go under.
Nice.
All right. So Mark says Dolphins under. So Adrian says Ravens over. So completely the opposite of what you just said.
But
Ravens
that's why
over.
they're going to win. Like I said, we got to hold them up if we're going to win. So his answer makes sense.
Yeah, and Kirk says, if you may, Kirk says, oh, yeah, the top 5, that Kirk guy, oh, yeah.
I missed that one. We have Russ. The Ravens will win and Lamar will be under. And then Brent says Ravens and more. All right, roll over the place tonight.
All right, so a lot of vast takes on what's going to happen in this game. But I'm with you, Mark. If the Dolphins are going to win this game, you're going to need that under because obviously the Dolphins defense has been destroyed by running backs, but this is not just a running back; it's a running quarterback. And you got Derrick Henry, who's on his way to the Hall of Fame if his career were to end right now. And so you want to make sure you're able to stop those two guys. And with Lamar, as you mentioned, coming back, hopefully he doesn't have his legs under him, and the Dolphins are able to keep him to a short field.
Got to do it.
And then one more, we have Sammy, Ravens, and over. All right, Mark, before we let you go, we just want to recap. Our Hurricanes played on Saturday, and that we watched that game in the middle of our bar crawl. We were very fortunate that the bar we watched it was called Skull. I don't know if you guys made it to Skull. It was on the it was a heck of a cool bar. It was a Minnesota Vikings bar. So we watched the Vikings game with their fan club, their Atlanta fan club, on Thursday with them. They do a fantastic job. So
they actually have fake snow. So they had snow. So cool. They had a machine up top that whenever they only scored one time, but whenever they scored, they dropped snow from the ceiling. That was super cool. And they did their Skull chant. Of course, the Dolphins are in Minnesota next year, and we're hoping to go out there for that game. So, that was pretty cool to watch.
So we were hoping we could find a bar in Atlanta to play the Canes game, and Skull had it on all the TVs for us. So shout out to Skull for taking care of our people, because that was our first step of our bar crawl, and we had a good
Erica was there. Erica says, we had a great time. Erica was there. We enjoyed ourselves thoroughly there.
We had a good 50, 60 people there. So Canes, unfortunately, as you guys know, last week we lost against Louisville. What the heck? Carson Beck looked terrible. So this week going against Stanford, we were like, hey, we got to get together, and they won. So fantastic that they won that game. It was
slow start, by the way.
Slow start, and the weather was terrible there. We were looking on TV, and we were like, my gosh. So we were nice and comfortable in Atlanta as it was just monsooning there.
Yeah.
So this week it's the Canes' first away game.
Yep, that's the first time leaving the state actually
this
because
season. They
played at Florida State and they played all their games at home thus far.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that they leave the state of Florida and they're going to SMU, Southern Methodist University in Texas, who last year made the playoffs over the Hurricanes. So this is a huge game. They're not ranked right now, but they're 5-3 with a winning record. So hopefully the Canes are able to take care of business to keep it rolling. Mark, any opinions on that game or anything college football wise?
Who's your college football team? Are you a fan?
You know what? I don't. Again, I'm gonna go back to where I said if I watch sports all day Saturday and Sunday, I would probably be missing in action. But I do follow enough to know that I was shocked by the Canes losing last week. But I think they're gonna. I think that got them all back on the same page. They'll rebound nicely this week, and they'll win, and they'll cover the spread. And
there we go. We'll take that.
All right, we're going to transition to hockey because California team, the Dolphins, the Panthers lost to the Anaheim Ducks last night in a shootout. They're off to a 500 start. They're 5-5-1 right now.
We're missing two of our best guys, Mark. So it's a little icky.
But they are the two-time defending champions. The only team that has been making us proud here the last several years are the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. And they will be playing at home against the Dallas Stars on Saturday. And then they go out to you, Mark. They'll be making a West Coast 4-game trip out west. They're going to Anaheim, the LA Kings, the San Jose Sharks, close to you, and the Vegas Golden Knights. So have you ever been to the Sharks arena out there?
Dude, another funny story. That was Rusty and I's very first date ever.
No!
Let us know about that.
Sleeping by now.
I surprised her with row 8 seats behind the glass for a Sharks and New York Rangers game. And I don't even remember who won that game because I was with the hottest chick in the world, so I don't even remember who won.
Oh my gosh, what an awesome first date.
I love it.
How about them Devils?
Devils are playing good.
Quick little mark about the Panthers. Brad Marchand will be missing a few games. One of his best friend's daughter just passed away from cancer. So he did take an absence of leave that he's going to go up back to Canada and kind of tend to that. So we will be without Brad Marchand for a little bit.
Okay. All right. And so transitioning over to basketball, Mark mentioned earlier he's a Warriors fan. We're obviously big Heat fans down here. They now have Jimmy Butler, who was a big thorn on our side. But now he's all of a sudden reformed Jimmy Butler, who's playing by the rules and having fun again. So enjoy that version because, look, it was sad the way it ended out here with Jimmy Butler. But truth be told, he did a lot of winning down here. Got us to 2 NBA finals. So, nothing but now I could have love for him. It was a little chaotic last year when he was going through his mood swings. But listen, the Heat are off to a hot start.
Crazy hot start.
They're 3-1 to start the year. They lost on opening night to the Orlando Magic in a very close game, 125-121. But then they destroyed Memphis. They played very well against the Knicks at home in the season opener at home. And then they beat the Hornets 144-117 last night. So they are up against it. And then, a big test tomorrow. They're off to a good start, I should say. But a big test tomorrow against the San Antonio Spurs. Wembanyama, who's a monster. He's a giraffe disguised as a basketball player, so that'll be big.
So, Mark, what you need to know about the Heat is that on paper, our roster's so-so, right? We don't have Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero's playing. Terry Rozier, we don't even claim him. Don't even mention that name right now in his allegations, or not allegations, his betting. So based on the roster that we have right now, we're winning games big time that we really have no business scoring that much. So it is a great time to be a Miami Heat fan, and we're shocked right now. So that's pretty much Miami Heat basketball week 1 in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I do want to get your take, though, and the room's take on what happened, Mark, with this betting scandal. Unbelievable. And it didn't take place while he was a member of the Heat. It was when he was with Charlotte. But if you look at the footage and the way he was missing shots, throwing the ball away, what was your take? We actually heard that news when we were waking up in Atlanta, and that's when, it came out.
My grandma called me to tell me that. She's like, this is bad. That's your player. I said, I know.
Yeah, what's your take on that, Mark?
Man, it's super unfortunate, and it's like there's so many people out there that want to, talk about the scandal and the possible, what's it called? Just corruption inside, and it's just not a good look, man, no matter what. And yeah, that's very unfortunate, and that's potentially very damaging for them, the NBA. I would hope. I mean, you have so many players and coaches and people involved. You like to think that stuff isn't going on because it would have gotten out way long ago. So, yeah, if it's going on, I guess they did a good job keeping it under wraps as long as they did. But it's just, man, it's hard to think about that stuff. It's really hard to think about it, and especially when you start thinking about your sport, and now you're thinking, is our sport doing the same stuff?
You want to think our sports are pure, and the game's just being played for the goodness of it and the purity of it, and then that's what people are saying. We knew that this was going to happen with sports, with all the gambling and stuff. It's unfortunate that it's starting to come to life, and what else has been done in the past, we don't know.
Yeah, these games come down to 1 or 2 plays a lot of the time, so 1 or 2 bad calls by the refs can change the outcome, and now you get the players, maybe getting involved too. That's just going to make it real tough.
No doubt. And you saw it this past weekend. Nobody thought the Dolphins were going to beat the Falcons, and certainly nobody thought the Jets were going to upset the Bengals. And
so you saying Kirk Cousins did that on purpose? That's a joke.
That's
a joke.
Joke. I won't say that, but I will say that Terry Rozier definitely had the Dolphins in that game, I think, because he seems to have an inside job there. But no, to your point, Mark, the integrity of the game is too big, and you got to make sure that for the diehard fans like us, who are, paying our hard-earned money to go out there and support the team. And you need to make sure that everything's on the up and up and done the right way.
Lou, I don't know exactly how old you are, but I think we're in the same age bracket. But, when we came up watching the game, these guys weren't making enough money to retire on, I mean, man, these guys are making enough money to where they could just quit halfway through the season, and financially they wouldn't matter to them. The guys that we grew up loving, a lot of them had jobs that they went to after they went home and recovered from the football game. They went to real jobs 2 or 3 days later, so it's just a different game now. It's unfortunate that this came out, and it'd be even more unfortunate if it's more involved in it looks. So it's terrible.
No doubt. Yep. Speaking of big games, you got the World Series going on right now. Game 5, a pivotal Game 5. The winner's going to go up with a 3-2 series and be 1 win away from winning a championship. Blue Jays are winning right now. Right now, it's 3-1 Blue Jays in the top of the 7th, and they got runners on the corners with the nobody out. So let's see what happens. But of course, the World Series is tied 2-2. Game 3 on Monday night, which we were flying back from Atlanta, went 18 innings, and Freddie Freeman ended it with a walk-off home run. So that was a
I tell you what's funny.
all-time classic.
Our flight got delayed like 2 hours at the airport. So Lou wanted to watch the game off my iPad. No problem. I set him up, whatever. Then he wanted to watch the game on the plane. We couldn't get the connection. He was freaking out about that. We get to the airport. It's now like 12:30. Freaking out. I'm like, Lou, we need to get our luggage to get home. I have work in the morning. So by the time we get home, there was still like 2 hours left of the game. You didn't have to. Yeah. So that was a very long day.
Game ended at 2:51 a.m.
We got home at 12:30 in the morning.
Eastern Standard Time, and it was just crazy. Brent does mention that Kevin Harlan announcing the game. Whenever he announces Dolphins games, we win. So that's a big one there. And then, yeah, Mark, I want to talk about, because I talked about so many people that were on our trip from California. How is it that you do it? Is it so weird when you come to the East Coast and these games on the West Coast are starting at 10:30 at night? Does that just blow your mind to this day?
Because I can't watch any West Coast action. I need to be working at 7, so I don't see any of that.
I don't know how you guys watch any of the night games. I can't. I can't. I'm old, man. I'm asleep by 9. So yeah, I struggle out in the West Coast to finish a game sometimes. I have no idea how you guys do that. But as far as the morning games, I love that. I'm an early bird anyway, so
you like me,
Mark, yeah? I'm making my chili cheese omelet and watching the Dolphins game. Then when it's over, I'll go hit the gym up, and I love it. It's over at 1 o'clock usually, so I still got most of my day left, to go do something.
You and I are twins. I am such a morning person. This is way past my bedtime. I mean, you're different. You have no brain cells.
Granted, my work schedule's a little later.
It doesn't work till 10.
I work a little later. Not 10 all the time, but I work later. But look, at the same time, when that 5:20 game, the late game, Sunday Night Football starts at 5:20 on the West Coast, and it's over at 8 o'clock, I'm looking for something else to watch, and it's nothing there. So it's tough. But, Mark, I do want to mention this. First of all, thank you for joining us so much. You are not only a dear friend of ours, but you are an incredible person all the way around.
And Rusty, I love her.
And Rusty, we love you guys so much. And you actually kept your beard. You didn't cut it yet because you wanted to be on the show with us. I told you, oh, no, don't cut it yet. So I
got my clippers right behind me, dude, as soon as we hang up.
But so tell me, what is the story with the beard and dyeing it the orange? And when did you start doing that? What's the story behind it? And your hair too. And what does Rusty really think about it?
She loves it. She loves it.
Well, look, my mom and Rusty both despise my beard when it's not colored. So my mom's birthday is November 9th, and every year I make sure that we're done traveling for the year before that. And her birthday, one of her birthday presents is I have smooth face. So,
aww.
So yeah, it'll be coming off sometime tonight, and I might actually keep, because I have a little bit of belief that we possibly could go 11-6. So I'm gonna keep this right here.
Okay.
The beard's gone for Mom though, man. But I'm keeping the aqua.
Russ said, our buddy Eagles fan said, no, keep that beard and go as Yosemite Sam on Friday.
Hey, I like it. Just get the 2 guns, you're good to go. I like it. Good call, Russ.
Listen, I think I can make that happen. I think I'm going to keep it until the game's over, Russ. For Russ, I'm not shaving until Friday morning.
Wow, look at that, Russ.
Wow, Russ, you made a new friend.
You kept the beard on one more day for Mark. That's incredible. All right, awesome.
But don't ask him to dye it green for your Eagles. It's not going to happen.
No, definitely not. That's where the buck stops. But
if we win tomorrow, I'm going to let my mother decide the fate of the beard.
I love it. Perfect. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to hold you to that because I was expecting for you to cut it. I begged you not to do it until the show so you could do what you did. I thank you for that. And I said, hey, you're going to send me a picture afterwards when you do it so I could see the new Mark. But I'm glad you're going to keep it at least through tomorrow. And if we win, maybe longer. So I'm excited for that. But Mark, thanks again for joining us. Can you please let everybody in the room know everybody out there who's watching this maybe on the replay, where they can find you on social media or anywhere else, anything, all the new things you got going on. I know you're a big DCC guy. You do a lot of fundraising initiatives, which we love about you as well. And so anything you want to share at this point that you're doing or got going on, by all means, go ahead.
Well, we do our club pretty much full on Facebook, and that's NorCal DolFan Club. It is a private club, but if you send a message about wanting to join because you're from California, you're going to get in. We don't have those questions you got to ask, but We're on Facebook. Rusty does run a Twitter page for us, NorCal DolFan Club. But otherwise, you just find the orange beard guy walking around somewhere.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Marc, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Like I said, it was 3 times we saw you this month. We saw you at Fan Club Weekend. We saw you this weekend on our trip, and thank you so much for coming out and supporting us, and everything we do and everything you do. It's just great to just be all together, and then joining us tonight. So it's been fantastic. So we appreciate it. We have one more. Hold on, we got one more here. Great evening this past weekend with Marc and the gang. Let's keep.
Great event this past weekend.
That's what I said.
You said great evening this past.
Great event.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Great event this past weekend, Marc and the gang. Let's keep that streak going on Thursday Night Football from
But it's him in the house. Nice.
Yes. To Miami 706 to 305.
There
And
it
with
is.
that, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight on another episode of SoFLo Sports Show. Marc, thanks for joining us. We will see those traveling to Hard Rock Stadium mañana. It's a late game tomorrow. Lou informed me that it is not a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's a late one. So, guys, get your rest now, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks again to Marc. Guys,
Thank you,
until
guys.
next time, fins up and Big E strong, baby. Show that Big E strong. Yeah, there you go. We're Big E strong. Fins up. Marc, you are the man. We'll see you guys.